Hey, welcome back to another edition of the Other Comic Book Show. What's going on, everyone?
Not much.
Sunday.
Hopefully. I am so sick of snow. I'm sick of the winter. We had like freaking 5 inches of ice fall today. Now it's raining and winds are like 40, 50 miles an hour. It was fun to see cars trying to get up the hill, though, hitting their tires.
I just wanted to watch a Daytona 500 today, and every time I turned it on, it was either weather delay or caution laps. Caution laps and weather delays.
Sticks is here.
Hey, look at that guy.
Sticks.
Hey, welcome, Sticks. What's going on?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Nothing much. Just hanging out, trying to stay warm, thinking about digging my car out tomorrow.
Now you gotta building a hobo fire in your apartment.
Yeah. Freaking turn the oven on and open the door, I guess. I don't know. Things that people do.
Don't stick your head in there. Just don't stick your head in.
No, I'll do that to Dom.
Fair enough.
Oh, man. So we got a good show today. We're going to have some hot covers. We're going to talk some news. We're going to go over.
Let's not oversell ourselves here. We don't know if it's going to be good until we're done.
Six is
come on, Joe. We do okay.
High probability it's going to be a great show today.
Yeah, pretty much. We're going to talk about Marvel, how they treat the creators, and if Rob Liefeld is correct or just blowing smoke up everybody's asses.
Sometimes two things can be correct.
Very true. Hey, Terry Floyd and Wombat. Saw Brave New World yesterday. Really enjoyed it. Glad the movie was connected to the Incredible Hulk movie. Also, so glad they did not kill off both. God damn it. No spoilers.
I don't give a shit about spoilers.
They didn't kill off Sidewinder and the Hulk, Red Hulk.
I don't care. I don't care about spoilers.
I didn't think they would.
We're gonna actually gonna have a giveaway at the end of the show at some point. A giveaway.
Oh, I gotta
go.
Hey, Chris, what's going on, buddy? Joe, Sticks, Brucey.
What's up, Chris?
So I thought we'll get started with let's start with the news.
Do it.
Yeah, because we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun today. Of course, I'm not ready. There we go.
We're only prepared on Fridays.
Yeah, pretty much. Avengers Doomsday filming has been delayed until April because the script is not finished yet. Has Marvel learned nothing about hiring actors, directors, producers without finishing a script first?
Yeah, isn't that the Russos though on that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, but who knows how many revisions this stuff goes through, and then okay, we did a revision, then it has to go through these 7 layers of management to look at it and focus test it, punch this up and change this, and yeah, God knows how many times they got to do that crap.
Listen, remember, you always mix the ingredients before you turn the oven on. So
yeah, I don't get it. James Gunn said it when he started Superman that he's not gonna greenlight a project until there's a script. You know, I think you need a script to shoot.
You can have scripts that you start with. Those aren't necessarily the scripts you end with.
Yeah, true.
Right. Revisions and yeah, absolutely.
You know, like I said, one little thing comes out here, one little thing comes out there. You know, Falcap does well or whatever. You know, it pushes people in different directions. Like, whoa, we need to capitalize on this, or we need to capitalize on this. It's a big corporate entity. You know, unfortunately, it's not like somebody who really loves comics writing a script in a room by themselves, and that's what's going to be made.
There's a lot of things, a lot of moving parts to all of it. So,
yeah, you know, who knows what they change with the success of Brave New World.
Yeah.
I thought they were sending it to die. You know.
And who knows what the Thunderbolts will move, and who knows what Fantastic Four will move. So, I mean, that's what you're kind of stuck with when they're like, well, this is all kind of in the same universe now. And, yeah, you know, everything is dependent on other things. They're not as tied as they used to be, where it's like this movie is sequential with this movie, which is sequential with this movie. But it's still, you still got all the same characters in the same universe for the most part. So, how fans react to certain things, I'm sure, has effects on these future projects.
Yeah. So we'll see how this ends up. We got a few more years.
Just give us X-Men. That's all we care about.
Same here. Same here, please. Please, X-Men, please.
We need mutants. X-Men. Give me a Jean Grey and Cyclops and Wolverine. Well, screw Wolverine. Jean Grey and Cyclops, please.
I want the original team from the early '60s. I want that team, just on its own.
I just want the X-Men. I just want something different from MCU. I just want, and maybe Fan 4 will be something interesting and different. Maybe that'll be fun.
Well, could be.
But you know,
I'm looking forward to Fan 4.
I've never been a big Avengers fan to begin with, so it's like, and I was never really a huge Iron Man fan. I was never really a huge Cap fan. I was never, so I'm like.
Same here.
You know, I like the Fantastic Four. I read a lot of Fantastic Four in the 80s. Then it fell off like mid-90s. Then they killed off the comic book, in the early 2000s? For like
around 2006, 2007.
Hey, Senior Nerd, don't shoot a movie until the script is ready. Unfinished script was what hurt Brave New World. I don't think it hurt Brave New World. Brave New World opened at 92 million.
I think you mean story-wise, but
so all right, moving on. What we got next? Frank Miller's variant cover for Amazing Spider-Man 70 features a unique take on Black Cat.
Unique,
very unique.
It's the least worst cover he's done so far. So. That's something.
Her hand is her foot, and her foot is her hand.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's good. I'm saying it's the least worst.
Least worst. I think the worst one was the Wolverine one he did. The Thing.
The Red Hulk one was pretty bad.
Yeah, the Red Hulk was bad.
What did I say in chat? She looks. I think she looks bloated.
This is the world we're forced to live in. We just have to keep taking these Frank Miller covers until they stop deciding to make.
Yeah, it's hideous.
Yeah.
I you know, maybe times are hard. Maybe he needs to work, and they just throwing him bones. You know, based on
people still seem to buy them. They keep throwing them out in ratios, and people still for some reason seem to buy them. I guess.
It could fall to like name recognition. Like, oh, it's Frank Miller.
I got to collect the whole shitty set.
You know, I like his Batman stuff. I better buy this too. Yeah.
Isn't he like 8 million years old now? Like
he's 68.
He's 68, but he looks like the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Hey, Cody.
I don't know why he's still trying. I don't know why he's just not writing. It's just seems like that would be an easier avenue to. Although I'm guessing this is just cheap, easy money for him. Hey, bang me out a cover that looks just like the last cover, but with a different character. And then they just ask for the same thing over and over again.
You know, if he got the proportions right, it wouldn't look so bad. But he makes everyone so compact, and
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what to call this.
It's a little weird. It's a little hard on the eyes to figure out what's going on there.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what? Let Frank get his bag. He's earned it.
Yeah, sure. All right. So we're gonna move it to a little to the main topic. Should Marvel treat their creators better? And we're gonna start with our friend Liefeld.
They did not speak to me at the premiere. They did not speak, look, shake my hand. It was classless, and it was honestly, from where I stood, deplorable. They did not speak to me. I pick a name, not just mine. Pick a name. My email to them said, "You do not have a history of treating creators great." Not Rob Liefeld, good creators. The Kirby estate sued them. The Ditko estate sued them. You know, years long. And guess what? Guess who coughed it up? Okay. They did not speak to me at the premiere. They did not speak, look.
So Rob is riled up because he says Marvel does not treat creators well because he was snubbed at the after party. He didn't get to go to the after party. They didn't talk to him. They didn't shake his hand. Do you think this is just him overreacting or some truth in it? Because
okay, so
go ahead.
So the thing with Liefeld, I get why he's upset. I do. But he also has this overhyped opinion of himself. And that's been pretty evident over the years.
It's not the best. He's not the best messenger for the message.
No.
Yeah, he's always been, I created Deadpool, I did this, I did that. When honestly, yeah, you might have created the design for Deadpool, but the Deadpool that we all love came later.
You might have changed up the color scheme on Deathstroke.
Exactly, and that's my problem with the guy. And then because he did the image thing with the other creators that went and created Image, I mean, even they talk about him sometimes not so good. The other members of Image, he has a bit of a main character syndrome.
Yeah, I mean, but like he is right. There is a history of Marvel not necessarily treating the creatives exceptionally well, and I don't know how he would think that would get better with it being owned by a horrible large corporate entity now. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Did he get any money? Did he get any money out of any of this for Deadpool?
He's gotten royalties up his ass. He got paid a lot.
Oh, fuck off.
And a lot of people are saying that this is the reason he's quit Marvel. Blah blah blah. Marvel is horrible. Blah 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 blah. But to play devil's advocate, I have a slide of all the times that Rob Liefeld has quit
something.
I like how I'm done drawing Deadpool, so I'm just going to give you 45 covers for the next year, and those will be the last ones I do.
All right, here we go. It's 1992. Rob quits Marvel. 1996. Rob quits Marvel Comics. 1996. Rob quits Image Comics. 2000. Rob Liefeld quits Awesome Comics. 2012, Rob Liefeld quits DC Comics. 2013, Rob Liefeld quits his own crowdfunded comic. 2024, Rob quits Marvel Comics. 2025, Rob quits Youngblood again. And here's some future notes, some future predictions. Rob quits crowdfunded projects again. 2027, he will never quit quitting comics.
I mean, like I said,
he's probably had a very bad run with these companies.
You left out Archie Comics.
Like I said, I think this is just one of those things where he's not the best messenger for this message.
No,
you left out where he quit Archie Comics too over Crusaders.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
because he's probably made more from Deadpool shit than anybody.
Oh yeah, he'll continue getting
in terms of the comic world, not in terms of people that made a shit ton of being in the movies and shit like that. But royalties and stuff like that, and just being able to piggyback off of that, I'm sure he's done quite well. I think there's a lot of other probably creators that haven't had that and have probably got screwed over a lot more.
Don't ban me tonight, Dom. I can't ban anybody here. What's going on, Dom? How was your day?
So I had to work where half the people didn't have to work today on a Sunday and they're off tomorrow and I got to work too. So that's how things are. So someone's got to make money.
There you go. Might as well be you.
Yeah, someone's
And
got to work for the
Liefeld.
man. Meanwhile, other people are the man. I'm stuck working for the man. So, but anyway, yeah. You see the video I sent about Rob Liefeld? He's bitching about Marvel.
Yeah, well, I just played the video.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? You think Rob Liefeld is the wrong person, like Joe said, to deliver this message that Marvel treats their creatives horribly?
You know, look, look. In a way, I understand where he's coming from because Marvel does have a history of not treating their creators of stuff good. But since the MCU, since Marvel Studios, people have been getting a lot more love late when it comes to Marvel. Liefeld just talks too much. He just talks too much. He opens his mouth too much, and he bitches and complains. He bitched and complained when Deadpool first got a movie. He worked his way on. The second movie, he bitched and complained because he wants more input. Yeah, he created the character, but at the end of the day, Marvel owns the character, so Marvel has their input. And then he bitched because he didn't get on the after party this time around. He talks too much. Sometimes silence is bliss. And
It's coming from you?
hey, when it comes to things,
Oh wow!
Look, don't get me wrong. He got rich off of Deadpool. He got rich off his art. That's the thing. He is a millionaire. He is up there with McFarlane on making money. He may not have the status of making, where McFarlane is figure wise and the way he is, but he's still a millionaire. He still made a lot of money. He's just butthurt.
I think his problem is he may have all that money. He may have the name recognition. He doesn't have the respect of his peers.
Yes.
And that's something that he is craving and wants. Because anybody else would have been I don't need the after party.
The reason why he doesn't get the same accolades as guys like Ditko and Kirby got was because no matter what was happening with Ditko and Kirby, and this is where I play devil's advocate for Marvel, actually, no matter what was happening with Ditko and Kirby, they never complained. Or if they did, it was always to the company, not to the public.
I mean, and Rob hasn't done what Ditko or Stanley did.
No.
I mean,
Well, no.
what they did was significant in terms of the number of characters they created.
But here's the
just
thing,
the
though.
sheer volume of work that they put out was
If you talk
huge.
about the way Marvel has always treated creatives, this is where I play devil's advocate for the other side. And I hate doing this because Marvel's always sucked, in my opinion. But none of these people ever got brought in to create characters without a contract. And if you sign a contract without reading it, then the onus of that contract is on you. Does the Marvel method suck? Yeah. It's horrible on creators. But if you go in there and you create characters and everything and you sign that contract, if you did not read the small print, that's on you.
And another thing too is McFarlane signed his contract and he went over to find Tooth Comb. That's why he gets every time they use a remark of his artwork, he gets a kickback on everything.
Oh yeah.
Freaking Liefeld didn't do that. And Liefeld is now, and look, not that he's bitching, he's crying poverty because he got his he's got a lot of money in the bank. But when it comes to the recognition, like McFarlane got the respect for his peer. McFarlane has his way of doing things too. There's a lot of people that don't like McFarlane either.
Rob never evolved.
No, he didn't.
He never evolved in his art.
No.
Never evolved in his storytelling.
He never evolved his personality, and that's the problem.
He just remained. I mean, McFarlane's art is still McFarlane's art, but McFarlane went on to do huge other things. A lot of the people from that era Jim Lee went on to do other significant things. Has a nice portfolio under his belt, as well as the stuff that he's done at DC from a management standpoint.
Now,
I mean, these people have gone on to do things. Rob just seems to be like, I created Dimple, and that's where his brain is living. And continues to live.
Well, it's because he sees the success of Deadpool. He sees the success of those movies. He sees the success, and he thinks that he should get more. He should be able to say more. He should be able to have some creative whatever on it. And the problem with that
Input,
is
good input.
you're not the only one who created the current Deadpool. You created the image of Deadpool, but your Deadpool was a silent assassin type.
Deathstroke.
Basically, yeah, he was Deathstroke.
Yeah.
He was a Deathstroke ripoff. I mean, let's be honest here. Most of Liefeld's characters that he created are ripoffs.
Yeah.
And I
He was
say
sued-
that,
he was
and-
sued multiple times over the years by Marvel. Once
and
he
I
left.
s- and I say that loving two of the most important characters he created. He created Deadpool. He created Cable. Love both characters, but all he did was really create an image. It was later writers that gave them the attitudes that we love now. Deadpool was given the fourth wall break not by Liefeld, but by who was it after that? Anyway, there was another creative, escapes me right now, but that was the other creative that gave him the fourth wall breaks.
Joe Kelly and Fabian Nicieza.
Fabian Nicieza, Joe Kelly, yeah, those guys.
Those guys kind of gave us the Deadpool that we enjoy nowadays. But like I said,
And it comes down
the man.
to
I can understand if the man was cut out completely, as like you're not getting any royalties, you're getting nothing. Then I could see you're like, oh, come on, man, that's a little shitty. But if he's if he's getting a piece of what's going on in terms of royalties and things like that, then
now to talk about just Marvel and the way they treat creators. Yeah, they're pretty horrible. Pretty bad. And I agree that what they did to Ditko was horrible. What Stan did to Kirby was horrible. But also, again, it goes back to what I said. You've got to reach your contracts, man.
I mean, isn't most of the work nowadays freelance anyway?
That's kind of how they work it. Yeah, you come in freelance now, but you still sign a contract with them, though. Even for freelance work, there's still a contract. There's always a contract. You don't just drop in and go, oh, here's a character. By the way, thanks for owning my characters. No, you sign a contract for royalties or whatever.
The only ones I've seen do exclusive contracts recently has been DC. They did an exclusive contract recently with Tom Taylor.
Yeah, but isn't there a thing that you sign when you come in? Because they still use the Marvel method at Marvel. They still use what they've been using for 70 years.
Yeah, I don't know how they're structured there, but I know a lot more work is freelance now than it is you're an employee of. It's a lot of freelance stuff.
You know, the whole thing with with that whole young group that made Image Comics, like McFarlane, when he created by mistake, he created Venom. It wasn't that Venom was a character that just came out of the blue. There was a mistake, but at the same time, as soon as McFarlane seen things with Venom, how things were that people were really clutching on, that's where he started negotiating. When it came, listen, I'm gonna create this dude's character, and anything becomes this, I'm gonna get royalties and all these things. And like I said, Liefeld thought that he would get everything 1, 2, 3. Like he created the character, Bob will come in. Oh yeah, you create this character here. Here's this. Here's that. Oh, the parties, come to the parties. But like I said, he bitched every time the movies came out, and he actually did have a fit with Deadpool Wolverine because he didn't try to have say in it, and they didn't want to hear his say, and he made a big thing about it, and then he wants to go to the parties. And look, everybody has their quipes on things when it comes to creators, creator-owned. There's a lot of freaking goddamn contract signings on everything that you have to really, really fine comb everything because there's so much with the characters. That's why now you see everybody has a lot more say and a lot of people things that they create. See, Marvel characters, that's the thing. The creators of Marvel characters never really got what they deserved when it came to.
Stan Lee screwed a lot of people.
Yeah, Stan Lee, as much as Stan Lee is the godfather, or he is the father to the Marvel, there was a lot of stuff that was said about Stan Lee. Like, hey, look, I'm not going to trash Stan Lee because I don't know what he said. All I know is that he is the face of Marvel. He created Spider-Man and Fantastic Four and characters alike. But the fact is that yes,
Did
there
he
was
really create the
there was
Fantastic Four?
controversy.
Really?
I know there was controversy to it. That's what I'm just saying. The whole fact it was different. But then look at the end, he was getting screwed, and then they wound up putting him in movies. He was that person in the movies at the end of all the Marvel movies to get recognition and a little appreciated towards the end. Look, at the end of the day, it's a backstabbing business.
I'm talking about what you want about Marvel, but nobody was screwed more than Bill Finger.
He was
At
finished.
DC. Well, let's just, I mean, we don't want to get involved with the early days of DC and how the early company CEO screwed everybody.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
And he came in when he took over the company, he came in and went, okay, everybody's shit's mine. If you don't like it, we'll just take your name off the books. And at the time, the business practice, nobody stopped it.
No, Mama
Still
Bear.
got
Nobody got
fingered.
fingered.
I lingered. Yeah, it sounded like that.
Got
That's why I said,
lingered.
I
Oh,
Yeah,
lingered.
fingered.
Oh, I didn't see the L.
mean, from a past comic standpoint, I understand Marvel and DC and everything else. From a current standpoint, if you're creating characters and you want to create things, there are numerous avenues for you as a creator who has a name to be able to create unique things that you own 100% yourself.
I think a lot of these creators get intoxicated with the idea of, well, I could be under the Marvel umbrella. My name will be under the Marvel umbrella. Let's do this thing, and then they don't realize what that entails. You know?
I think we lost Joe.
Yeah, he'll be back. Internet
I think
issues.
a lot of artists and writers starting out, they want the quick money, they want the quick fame, but they don't realize if you burn bridges at Marvel and DC, your name doesn't get out there. With being with Marvel and DC, your name gets out there. You work there for a few years, and eventually you can do a Kickstarter. You bring all the people that have been buying your books at Marvel and DC over to your Kickstarter.
Over to your personal projects.
Own projects.
Yeah.
Hey, Christina.
You know, there's a lot of YouTubers out here who whine every day about how Marvel and DC don't accept them. But hey, you sit here and you badmouth those companies, they're not going to want you. Plain and simple.
Yeah, sure.
And look, you want your name in the marquee, you want your name in those lights. If you don't pay attention to what you're signing on the dotted line, regardless of whether you're freelance or not, you still have to, again, sign some sort of thing with an understanding of what the company is going to do with what you do. Yeah. And if you don't read the small print, if you don't pay attention to what that contract says, that is on you, my friend. And a lot of them, like we said, man, you want that prestige of having your name on a Marvel or DC book because that lives forever. Sure, it does, but you've got to protect yourself. And if you don't protect yourself, then you end up like Ditko and his family having to sue years later after the man's dead to get the recognition that they deserve. You end up with broken friendships like Kirby and Lee. You know, they were friends for a very long time, but Lee snubbed Kirby. And then Kirby thought he was going to go to DC and do better, and then DC totally fucked him. And, you know, some of these guys, some of the older guys, some of the legends, they just never said anything because that's not how you conducted yourself back then. That's not how you conducted yourself in business. But now you've got guys like LIEFELD who think that they're owed what the legends got. And he's really not the legend he thinks he is.
No, you know, before this, he complained about his name not being in the credits of Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine. His name is front and center at the end of the scroll. What does he want? His name up in lights? Liefeld's Deadpool and Wolverine? You know,
Rob Marvel. Rob Liefeld
he wants what James Gunn gets. He wants what Zack Snyder got. That's what he wants. He wants to be remembered.
So let's look at this. I saw this earlier. All the artists and creators that gave their flowers at the end of Brave New World. We have where is it? We have everyone from Jack Kirby to Barry Windsor Smith to Belinda Glass. We got David Acuna, Kyle Baker. We got Ed Brubaker. This list goes on and on. Everyone that was listed: John Romita Jr., John Romita Sr., Roy Thomas. You know, this was. They gave all these creators credit for every character that was in that movie created by these people.
And I believe they all get royalties depending on their involvement.
Yes.
Yep.
So,
Go
ahead.
No, I'm just saying that Liefeld. Hey, look, this is a different era when it came to like back then. There was no social media like it is now, and even though, and the same thing like Tate said, that yeah, they conducted things differently back then, more professional back then. With the social media today, you can whine and cry all you want on the thing and make all these videos and badmouth stuff. It reaches out a lot of people, and you know, life. Like I said, you know, yes, he created Deadpool, and you know, and he knew, and you know what, he probably knew that eventually, if Deadpool came to the screen, it was going to make money. That's the thing.
I don't think anybody had on their menu card Deadpool doing $1 billion.
I know, but that's the thing. If he looked at the fine right, he should have in the contract. If you know you have certain milestones, if you make certain money, it's like baseball players. They get a bonus for hitting like 30 more home runs than they predicted, or RBIs, or at bats. Same thing with artists and writers. If they're going to get credit on it, there's got to be something in that contract that tells you if this character exceeds a certain amount of money on the big screen, you get this. And I don't think he looked at the other contract over. Look, he just thought, yeah, I'm Liefeld. I made the Deadpool. Yeah, they're going to owe me this. I'll get it. And now he bad-mouthing friggin' Kevin Feige, saying Kevin Feige is a piece of shit. You know, it's like,
I don't know.
Don't put the hand that feeds you.
You know, last week after he complained about not getting any credit or anything, and then Captain America comes, Brave New World comes out, then you get this.
Yeah.
It was, Rob, maybe it's not everyone else. Maybe it's you.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, like Joe said earlier, he's not the exact best ambassador for this. The best ambassador for this would have been Kirby, Ditko, those guys. But no, I mean, even Simon and Schuster, who got fucked over on Superman, those guys, those are the ones that got trouble. I mean, Liefeld has never been snubbed except for, I guess, some party he's complaining about now.
Yes, he didn't get invited to the after party.
He wants all the bells and whistles.
Oh no, I didn't get invited to an after party. Fuck me.
All right, before we move on from this, please hit that like. Please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing a giveaway stream at some point. I'm not going to tell you why, but I will be doing one probably next week or the week after. But for today, I will be giving away one comic book at some point during the stream. Hashtag brides in the comments. It's a good one, a really good book. So
I might actually put my name in and give it to somebody in the chat.
That's fine. So I did want to take a look at the CBS Hot 10 from last night since we were streaming. So let's take a look. For notables, we got Amazing Spider-Man 654. I didn't know this book had a second print.
It did. Yeah.
And it's sold for $3,100 and a 9.8.
Yeah.
Really?
Listen, no, Bruce, this book came out. This is when second print started taking off. This came out and it got underneath the radar. Like the anti-venom, the first anti-venom cover. That's when the second prints are so crazy, because these went underneath the radar and people went looking for them because there wasn't that many.
Well, they never announced back then. They didn't announce them. They just
put it out
on your order sheet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This was a point where I was kind of taking a break from comics, so I missed a lot of those second prints and variants.
When I went to my LCS, that's all I would ask for because they would always have the A and B covers. Just order me the second printings. And
You know what the crazy thing is? I saw this book in stores. I didn't buy it because I wasn't buying second printing. I wasn't buying second printings. I was like, I don't want second printing. I always thought that second printings ruined the value of the original book, and I didn't want the shit. And it's just the cover page from the end of the book.
What frightens me right now when it comes to the comic book industry is all of the, we talk about them every show we do on Sundays. We talk about the variant covers. We talk about all the, the 1 in 50s, the 1 in 100s, the ratios, all of that.
The 1 in 500s, the 1 in 1000.
And I remember and I recall what happened in the 90s. The variant covers, the second, third, fourth printings, all of that. And I kind of look at the way that it's working right now, and I'm going, are we headed for another collapse like the 90s? Or is it actually the time for it now, the way this is going on?
What, Transformers? Is it Transformers or Void Rivals doing their 11th?
11th printing, yes.
With significant number of covers for the 11th print, not just a single cover. I think with the 10th print they did like 10 covers.
And that's what I'm kind of talking about. We did it. I think it was one of the Thundercats covers. There were 75 covers.
Yeah, but that's Dynamite. Dynamite's a separate bird, of which you're really getting like 4 to 5 covers and then multiple variants in color or black and white.
But you
have
even
of that same art.
A lot.
You have virgins, you have black and white, you have foil covers. I mean, I saw this stuff in the 90s, man.
With Dynamite, I'm fine with it. For me, it's like, okay, I like the art. I can grab a cover I like at whatever price point I like.
The difference today than the 90s is everyone that was a kid in the 90s that stopped buying comics because there was so many covers. We're adults now. We have the money to buy ratios and exclusives, and FOMO will eat through people's wallets.
Oh, well, yeah, and that's the problem. That's how they get you, FOMO.
That would never stop. I'm telling you, with this cover, which is the funny thing is that, they always had the covers that they set the same cover for all the printings.
Yeah.
When they did certain covers that had interior art, that's when some of them shot up because people, when they were fed up with all the damn same covers coming out, they didn't realize when they changed the cover for interior art and made it jumped up. And now this book right here, kidding aside, this book had a high value in the pandemic at one time. It dropped, and now it's sold again for 30. So it tells you something. The comic market's a hit and miss, man. It's up and down.
It's a huge jump. It's like a $2,500 jump from October.
I know, but go back to the pandemic and see the price of this book. Yeah. Back in 2020 or 2021.
Yeah, that whole 20 to 21 needs to just be wiped off the face of the earth in terms of prices.
I agree. And we have this book, Wolverine 145, a green label because the foil is missing. Sold for $8,900 and a 9.6.
Error covers at its best.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a 9.6. You guys, this was a 9.8. How much it would have sold for?
I'm confused that a blue label that was a 9.6 that had missing foil just sold for $106, but
yeah,
I don't know. I think there's some money laundering going on.
Who knows? Something's going on. The 9.8 sold for $89.88 last week, a week or so ago, and then it's 9.6. It's so weird. So fuckery is afoot, guys. Fuckery. Yeah, all right. Starting at number 10. What was number 10?
And that's what it seems like to me. It seems like a ton of fuckery. That's what it seems like.
Comic books, cards, it's all fuckery. This Earth X number 12, the first appearance of
Shalabal. Who, by the way, somebody earlier on another video was like, nobody knows who Shalabal is. I'm like, read Earth X. I knew who she was.
So, the price is 60% volume, $35 to a high of 50. We'll see how Shalabal shows up in a Silver Surfer in the Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
because we have yet to see her in the trailer.
Yeah,
Just to clarify, this is the first appearance of Shalabal as a Herald of Galactus.
as a Herald of Galactus.
Yes, not
Yeah.
Silver Surfer.
Yeah,
Not
doesn't she
not
show
Shalabal
up?
herself.
Not as Shalabal herself. Because she's,
Doesn't she show up in an older comic like as another
Yes.
character as
Oh, yeah, Silver
herself?
Surfer. Something.
yeah, she was.
Like in the early days of
37?
Silver Surfer?
Yeah.
No,
That's
it's
what I
that
thought.
well,
That's what I thought.
in the Silver Surfer series, not like Fantastic Four. I don't think she's in Fantastic Four.
No, in
I think
Silver
she
Surfer.
shows up in the original Silver Surfer series of the 80s, 90s.
All right, next up at number 9. This is back on the list. These Marvel rival covers, blah, 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 25, 35, high of
Catch 'em all.
50.
It's like Pokemon, motherfucker. You got to catch them all.
These are
Who's
going to
that
crash
Pokemon?
hard. These are going to crash
It's
hard.
Magic.
People like their rivals, man.
They
People
do.
like their rivals.
I can't get into it. I was playing Destiny 2 today. Screw you guys. I'm back on Destiny.
Oh, good Lord,
Shalabal's
you're
first
going back into
Shalabal's very first appearance was Silver Surfer #1 in 68.
Yep.
1968.
And then we have this beast. Who saw this coming? Monsters #2 is selling for an average of $42 and a high of 60.
Badass
This-
book, man.
I got one up. I got one up right now for 45. If somebody wants them.
Joe's eBay page.
Yeah, all 5 books. All 5 books I have listed.
You can find Joe's Dueling link to his eBay page on his
Mhm.
Instagram, right? I think.
No, I'm not linking it. I'm not linking it too. I don't give a shit.
All right.
Okay,
So-
that's separate.
Just search Monsters 2 and you'll find a $45 cover. Who knows? I might end up buying it by
It's out there.
mistake.
It's out there.
But I guess people are going back. Issue number 1 is becoming out of reach for people. People are just hopping on the series and realizing this is probably it was the cheapest of the open order covers at one point.
It was just the A cover.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's not foil. It's not holoflip. It's just the A cover.
nope. And and issue 3 had a lot of issues with printing errors and stuff. So.
Which I still find it weird because you can buy the holoflip for. Yeah, I've seen some auctions go a little bit lower, but I mean, you can get the holoflip for around 75.
Yeah.
Also have listed. But
Aren't some of the error covers become worth something even? I mean,
error covers, you say?
yeah, that used to be a thing back in the day. If you had error
Oh yeah,
covers,
but it depends. It depends how much it's an actual error and how much is just like it's.
I think what a lot of the error covers, when it's a small percentage, it becomes worth more. But when there's a large amount of the books with the same error and they're not recalled,
and when it's something stupid like there's the mole variant because it looks like there's a smudge on the arm and it's like that's just like such a minuscule. Nobody really cares.
That's like the flow variant.
Remember
That's with no foil. You know what I'm saying? How many of those put out? Then you had the black cover for Venom. That was another era that came out.
To me,
the
like
mole variant.
weird double covers
Smudge, damn it.
or weird internal pages that were swapped and stuff
Double
like that.
covers
To me
are a
is kind
different
of
breed,
interesting.
though.
Mhm.
And printing errors it's kind of common when you look at like coloring and things like that.
At number 7, Invincible 61. Let's go. Invincible is back. It's
Great
kicking
show.
ass. And we get the where people are banking on Conquest showing up. He was the what are they called? As far as people.
The Ultramites?
Viltrumite that shows up and he's watching Mark and his family on Earth. So this is a book. It was a $20 book. Now it's a $80 raw book with a high of $160.
When does this come out?
Huh?
When does this come out? This book?
This book?
The original run of Invincible.
Yeah, I mean,
10 years ago.
original Rant.
All right, I thought it was funny. New thing. I seen something they compared him with his new outfit with
What's
the
going on?
symbiote, with the Spider-Man symbiote. That Spider-Man went, it went more dark, and him he's more darker now. And
I was watching what I was watching. I was watching earlier. I was watching Heroes for Hire Comic Club. I forgot what someone on the panel said that he looks like another character. I forgot what character they said in this suit.
I don't know. If you put lightning bolts on him, he would look like a speedster.
He would. He would.
If you put lightning bolts on him, he'd be a fucking speedster, man. Like,
All right, then we have number 6, Captain America 25. Who is the new Captain America? It's around average 15, 20. Not bad. 40 sales. This used to be a bigger book than 9/8's only 125.
wasn't this the first Bucky? As Captain America?
No,
Yes.
that
No.
was Captain America.
no, this was
Was he Captain America?
No,
Or was it
no,
Falcon?
the second Bucky.
no.
He was second Bucky.
Bucky Barnes was Captain America before. I think. I know.
He looks like Nightwing. There we go. He looks like Nightwing.
Yeah, he does. He does.
He does,
He
actually,
really does.
When Falcon became.
Well, because Bucky has been Captain America, Falcon has been Captain America, Isaiah Bradley's been Captain America, John Walker has been Captain America, and then there was the guy in the 50s that lost his mind and went insane. That was retconned because the Avengers said they took Steve out of the ice. So the guy that was doing Captain America in the 50s couldn't have been Steve,
Yeah, I'd say pump the brakes on the Cap spec at this point. The movie's out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's doing good apparently at the box office.
Yeah.
192 million worldwide right now.
It's not bad. The budget was 180. Not bad.
Yeah. So I'd say if it doesn't drop off like horribly this next coming weekend, it'll probably make it'll break even.
The reshoots, it's about $3 million. Yeah,
No,
300
that
million.
that was from Scoopers, Dom.
That's a rumor.
The trades are more, I guess, accurate.
Yeah. And then first appearance of Sabra.
Sabra, which is not the character in the movie. She is not a mutant. She is a Black Widow, and she is Root.
Yeah, but the thing is Sabra was a widow as well. You can be a widow and a mutant. You just
It's a very
Well, isn't that
mediocre
the girl-
hummus.
That's the girl that's from
Yeah, her
Israel.
husband's dead.
No background. And they
Ruth
kinda changed
Batsaroff.
the
Yeah,
origin.
Ruth Batsaroff.
Yeah, they figured change the origin because they didn't want to fluff any feathers. That they had
No,
to change the
they clearly said she was she was Israeli in the movie.
Yeah, they
Yes,
they changed the word.
but they took out the fact that from
Yeah.
the comic she was part of Mossad. They
Yeah.
took that out.
Yeah.
And there were still people bitching and whining about it. But it's a fucking comic book character. Fucking get out.
They're culture cleansing.
she's a badass widow though. I mean,
She kicked ass in that movie.
yeah.
All right. At number 4, Fantastic Four Annual 6. First appearance of Annihilus and Franklin Richards.
Franklin Richards, yeah. That's
At
first
20
baby
sales,
Franklin.
80% as VG copies. Around 100 to 125. CGC 7.0s are $300.
Nice.
Not bad.
Yeah, they're saying that the reason Fantastic Four is called First Steps is because it's probably you're probably gonna have the birth of Franklin in that. Which is, I mean, it's interesting, maybe I don't know. Franklin's got a weird power set for the MCU.
Yes, it
Like,
is.
he's a reality warper, but you also, I mean, but still, we've got Sentry about to be in Thunderbolts.
Yep.
So, and from his powers, it looks like most of the time he's in that movie he's the Void, because he's making people turn into smudges on the ground.
You know what? Like I was saying that the other day, we were talking about the Sentry. I said they're gonna downsize his powers because he went head to head with freaking goddamn Earthbreaker Hulk. He freaking went toe to toe with Galactus. He goddamn. So how these guys are so freaking powerful? How are they gonna freaking put them on? Hey, look, if you're gonna do that, just give me freaking Star Killer in Star Wars, please. If you're gonna have
It all comes back to fucking Star Wars.
always, man, always. I'm sorry.
Two different things, Tom. Those are two different things.
Yeah, but like But like you gotta understand Franklin Richards, especially if they make him the mutant version of Franklin Richards. The guy was nigh power. I mean, like there was nothing you could do to stop his powers. Even as a child, he created his own worlds.
Yeah, but they don't have to do anything other than say she's pregnant or have a baby. They don't have to use
Yeah.
the character anymore. He doesn't have to show up again. It doesn't. Yeah.
Well, listen, in the comic they had the story where he got older and how powerful he was. They had to stop him in the future because of some shit.
That was a good storyline.
There's a comic book. There's a comic book where he's at the end of the universe with Galactus, and he basically says Galactus, basically says, "Hey, Galactus is my herald." Like Franklin Richards he's supposed to be the last living being for our universe that's supposed to be the last one alive at the end.
Mm-hmm.
He's got celestial level powers.
So nuts.
All right, number 3, Hulk number 1 to be expected. Blah blah blah. 50 sales. Rose of 60 to 75. A CGC newsstand sold for $885 and a 9.8. Direct to 300.
So I guess this is the first Red Hulk.
Nope,
Yeah,
I have
the
this first cover appearance of Red Hulk.
He's not in the book.
He's on the book.
Not in the book.
I have this four copies. I actually multiple variants of this book. The only one I don't have is the one with the question mark that was the homage to the original cover.
What do you mean you have 4 copies of this book?
I have it in my boxes.
Aren't you supposed to be liquidating your collection over there?
What?
Aren't you supposed to be liquidating your collection?
Well, I have these books. I had these books. I collected all from the Red Hulk first game. I have all that shit, man.
Yeah. See, I got
You
all
want to buy
of
it?
it.
I'll tell you what. You want to buy it?
No, I don't want to buy it.
Who the fuck wants to buy it now? The movie just came out. How long have you been in this? You don't understand how spec works?
I'll tell you what. $50. I'll sell it for $50 right now, man. A couple $100. I have
He's hot stocking over $50 right now on the show today.
I have some of the variants that are actually worth money. I have those somewhere tucked away somewhere.
It's weird that I would rather listen to Dom basically molest Crucifer than argue about Star Wars. You gotta catch last night's show.
Star Wars is exhausting.
Ooh, it was weird. Weird.
Weird.
First appearance of Sentry number 1, 30 sales, a 289% average price, so back around 80, high of 100, CGC 9.8 hit 275. Why pay $100 for a raw copy if you can buy a 9.8 for $275?
You know what? This was a good story. This early Century run was a good story. I like that story.
Sentry never really appealed to me.
I think he's cool, but only because he's really, Marvel Superman.
I'm with Pete. I like the other cover better.
Which one?
The old school looking one.
Oh yeah, I like that cover. I have it around here somewhere.
Ooh, there's an old school looking. Oh, I gotta go look at this cover. Hold on, I gotta go look at this cover.
Yeah, the covers though. There's like 3 covers for this.
Yeah. So.
Yes.
You got the
Well, I have the special website you boys gave me access to.
And then at number 1, we have Fantastic Four 49.
Galactus.
Average sales of 350. It soared to 890. Higher grades or raw are selling for 1250. There was even a PGX 9.0 that sold for $3,800. Low grades are selling for $200 to $300 in range.
I don't think it's necessary to put a number next to a PGX slab.
When
you don't know what's in that slab.
When I eventually start
PGX is rare
collecting
now, buddy.
again, I think one of the runs I'm going to collect is Fantastic Four.
Which one? There's like 5 volumes.
I'm talking my first from the 60s down to wherever they ended that first volume.
It's funny. The first 50 issues are probably unobtainable at this point, but the rest of them aren't that expensive.
There's some good Doom. Within the first 100, there's some good Doom covers in there.
I don't think that the first 50 are unobtainable. I mean, there's ways of getting them. Obviously, you just have to pay a pretty penny for them.
Yeah, I'm not paying that much for Fantastic Four.
You know what makes you laugh? It's actually there's more variant covers in the newer books than there were old books. And there's variant covers that are worth more than the older books, which is fucking hysterical.
I like this old-fashioned '60s vibe with this Century cover.
Yeah.
From Century #1. It's got the old-fashioned '60s vibe. I think it's cool.
It's cool cover.
You are correct, Typhoid. They did find a whole pallet of these books in a warehouse.
Yep. They were just
Warehouse
sitting there.
find.
They were just sitting there.
Yeah.
Was it that
All right, let's
diamond?
get to comics we reviewed this week. First up,
Weasels.
Aquaman #2.
Yeah, no. Just no.
It was a book that I read.
It was a thing that my eyes saw first. It was a thing that my eyes saw.
This was just basically a filler issue to move the story and bring back Arian,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Hey, isn't that Darkseid's symbol?
Yes, Omega
Yes.
symbol. Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that later. They already said that. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
I was like, what are they doing?
Yeah, this
But, you know, I like the art.
this
Yeah, the art
It's
was,
hard
the
to
art
make
was fine.
Aquaman relevant.
yeah, they're just trying to you know.
I mean, it moved the story forward.
It did. And
But
you
I
know,
could've-
not
I could have done
every
that with 5 pages.
not
book,
every
but-
comic can hit. So, you know, you gotta have fillers sometimes.
And,
That's
you
kind of
know,
what this is, you know.
But it's
I
issue
will say
2.
this. Aquaman has become a bloodbender. He was bending
Yes.
blood, guys. Bending
Yes,
blood.
yes.
For all you
Bloodbender.
Airbender fans out there.
He's also you know, my mom told me if I didn't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. So I'm just gonna leave it alone when it comes to Aquaman.
Obviously, you didn't listen to that.
Well, you know, I try. I really do, and it doesn't happen. I'm so sorry.
It,
All right, let's move on
it
from
wasn't.
this.
It wasn't a horrible book, but it was also a book that I would never have read had I not been asked to read it.
Yeah, it's not what I would have aimed myself at.
I like the first issue a lot.
First issue's good. This issue, not so much. Just saying. You know.
I think you gotta go hard in the first 3 issues of a series. to get
I
people
agree.
hooked.
I agree.
You
All
give me,
right,
you give
next
me
up-
a
Your first arc
decent
should definitely
one
be solid.
and a dud for 2. I'm like, okay, I just don't really give a shit anymore.
I'm
No,
done.
we'll be reading issue 3. All right, next up, we have Bug Wars #1 by Jason Aaron.
This was
I-
some weird shit, man.
It was very good. I was very, very pleasantly surprised. I chose to read nothing about it beforehand. I mean, I knew the
Yeah.
series was out there.
Same
I
here.
thought we were going to get some shitty Sectars kind of ripoff thing, but I like the little bit of nuance they had in this. It was good. I liked it.
It was different. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
And the fact I want to know more. Why did his dad get eaten by bugs?
Yeah, that was a little jarring.
Yeah. And I can understand now why the older brother like kills everything that moves.
Yeah.
He does. Hey, Brogu, what's going on, buddy?
Because if I were
Basically, in the end, no, sorry, go ahead.
if I were 7 years old and ran into that vision right there, I'd kill all bugs too.
I will say their mother is a bad mother. Bringing them back to the house where he had such trauma. Screw that. Sell the house and move somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now I want to know what is this mite thing going on though? Because they seem like I don't know bug mutants.
I basically, I mean, feel like it's basically we're getting a more vulgar, more violent Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah.
That's what I kind
Yeah.
of feel.
Basically. I just want to know why their dad got eaten. That's all I really want to know. Why did he get eaten?
He could have stepped on their leader or something. Who knows?
But it was like I said, I mean, after reading that first issue of Sectars, I was like, oh God, please don't give me another book like that. It's just boring. It's just not that the Sectars was horrible. It's just boring shit to me. But this was interesting. I like this. This was good. And Jason Aaron's a good writer. I like Jason Aaron.
Oh no! Watch out! He turns characters gay, or into women. So yeah, gotta be careful.
That's Tom
Which one?
King.
Well, yeah, Tom King does it, but like I don't know, for some reason it's more acceptable when Tom King does it.
Top King Egg is a
I always
good writer.
Jason Aaron's Conan stuff was always solid to me. So.
I love Jason Aaron. I'm just picking on him.
It's gonna
He
kick your ass.
gave us Lady Thor, even though she appeared in a What If, years before Jason Aaron had anything to do with it.
I probably wouldn't read. There's too much chance of getting a Stallone monologue stuck in my head. Ed enjoyed the book. At least somebody did.
It was.
I enjoyed it.
It was decent.
It was-
I enjoyed it. I went into it not thinking it because it's not really my type of book that I would normally read, but I enjoyed it. It was well put together for a first issue.
I found it fascinating.
It threw me off because the way it starts, I'm like, oh, it's a post-apocalyptic world of bugs. Like,
Yeah.
I can deal with this, and then they move it into a house.
Lawnmower action.
Lawnmower. The storm.
And then a lawnmower kills a bunch of bug people, and then I'm curious.
But I was introduced to a handful of different characters, which was good. I got a little bit of insight into their past, enough to be interested. I got enough of a story pushed forward, and I got a nice cliffhanger at the end that wanted me to read more. And that's all I want out of a first issue. I wasn't too long. It wasn't too, I mean, this is a complex world of craziness, and luckily they did tack in a little bit of extra stuff at the end if you felt like reading, but they didn't tack all that in to the comic, which I appreciate. I hate here's this really weird complex thing of all these characters and stuff that you have to figure out. We're just going to put 3,000 words, on each page of a comic to try to figure it out and explain everything. They didn't have to do that. That was good.
My one complaint, though, as an older guy with bad eyes, it's all very tiny to read.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to, when you're reading it digitally, you kind of have to expand the page and look at each panel.
I definitely had to expand every panel to read it, but it's still, I was very pleased with this for something that I had no expectations going in with. I was pleased.
Now, what I did, I will at least read a second issue though to find out maybe if they tell us why Dad got eaten.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking he experimented on these bugs and some of them evolved and took over.
It's possible.
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
Hey, it could have been that he took a magnifying glass and he was burning the bugs back in the day with the sunlight that I used to do back in the day. So picking, kill the bugs.
That explains a lot.
Yeah, hey, listen. I used to go into the abandoned yards, fucking kill water bugs and shit, just fucking crush them, fucking grab them, shake them up, fling them, and then fucking just step on them.
Why are you grabbing water bugs?
Dude.
Man, maybe he just ate some bad rally burger.
Giant water roaches, man. Giant water roaches.
I used to shoot rats at the beach, used to do BB guns with the rats. Nice.
There's
Terry, send me a message. I'll send you a link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's excitement, belly up. Go ahead, Sticks. What?
It'll come back. It's just on hiatus. Yeah, that's what we'll say. It's on hiatus.
And I got sent this beautiful picture about Botox. Botox, when it turns into more than a little work.
Yeah. Hey, I just saw this. I just saw it. That you don't read my post. I would have sent it. You probably didn't fucking read it, so that's why I didn't send it.
You sent me.
I would have sent you that. I seen it. I was going to send you that by saying
I like that. I would have sent it to you, but you wouldn't have read it, so I'm going to be mad. Why does it look like it never happened?
Why does it look like her neck is actually on the outside of her shoulder instead of between her shoulders?
Yeah.
I love this picture.
It's just wrong.
I think by now we're just like, okay, Miller's going to do Miller's things.
Miller's going to Miller.
Poor dog.
I got fucking comedy gold that I send that nobody fucking looks at, but that's all right, man.
Comedy gold. I don't think you should tell any more jokes after
a lot of stuff
night,
I said that shit's fucking funny as hell, man. You guys have no fucking sense of humor sometimes, man.
Oh. Dom's taking lefts and rights.
He takes it from side to side, in the front and the back. He takes it all over.
Oh no, sir.
But see,
All right.
that's Bruce fantasy, but it's not going to work, son. Not going to work.
Don't worry, Six. We're not going there tonight. He's already shot his load.
Hey, don't worry about it.
Oh, now we're talking about people shooting their load.
All right, moving on to the next book.
I have a fucking plan this time. So
Mine is A Lonesome Grave #1. This was fantastic.
This was
I enjoyed
cool.
this. Yep.
So good.
Oh, who picked this book this week?
I'm glad I picked this book this week. You know, I just want to take all the credit. Joe had no hand in picking this book. Just thanks.
That's right, Ed. You had to say yesterday.
What did I get taken off the list for this?
We took off Carnage #1. Eddie
You're
Brock,
welcome.
Carnage #1.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. Joe, thank you. I appreciate Joe. Joe, thank you. That's all I'm gonna say. This book was cool.
I'm liking this. This is some occult witchcraft. Did he really murder his wife? His daughters hates him, and now he's cursed.
He said something about the
so
Weavers.
much going on that I loved.
The Weavers, and something about his wife's family. I bet she's some sort of spider thing or arachnid hybrid or something, because they keep talking about the Weavers, man. Bipolar pickle. Okay.
I did enjoy this. The covers were a lot of fun.
Bruce is
well.
all the above, man. So
I'm gonna shut up before I get banned.
it's another.
that's right,
book.
Ed. You better shut up before you get banned.
Miss Bruce's face with the load.
It's another book that doesn't give you too much, but gives you enough to be interested in a first issue, and doesn't overwhelm you with too much shit. And
Yeah.
that to me is a great first issue.
And he's having some sort of visions and all sorts of weirdness going on.
Because he's first.
Yes. I think the most interesting thing about this story is he has 7 days to kill the person that hexed him, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wasn't that like the ring?
Yes, it's the
We had
ring.
like 3 days.
Yes. Basically, yes.
Yes, this is the ring. The ring in a small town.
There you go.
Except we don't get the glory that is Naomi Watts.
Or that face, that hideous face that is burned into my brain since that movie came out. The face, you know.
Face.
When she kills you, you know, when Sadako kills you. Or sorry, Samara. I recently watched the Japanese version, hence why I call her Sadako. But horrible
I will
frightening
be
movie.
picking up the next issue. I want to know
Yeah,
how
we'll see where this goes.
and why and
I hope they continue. I'm a sucker. I'm a chump for a good first issue.
Mhm.
And a lot of people write really good first issues and then can't carry through to multiple issues that same type of storytelling.
Yeah,
That's some sort of energy. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping this carries it through because I enjoyed this book. So
by the way, this book is written by Justin Jordan, Chris Sheehan, art by Alessandro Santoro. So,
it was nice.
and the
It was nice to
covers
see
are
them.
amazing on this book,
Yeah.
like Joe said. Now, so we've had 2 great books this week and one, and we'll just
One
this.
filler.
Pass the
One
story
filler.
on. Yeah,
It was a
one
filler book.
And Sticks, you have books? What's those books, Sticks?
Oh, I'm just moving something.
That's what Dom said when I walked in the room. Just
Always
moving
keep us excited, Sticks.
Always keep people guessing. Always.
Yeah. Now, Dom wanted me to add a story to the news. I couldn't find the story. I couldn't find a lick of the quote anywhere.
Was it a
Not
rumor that was told to him
Variety,
by a meth head at the end of the corner?
I didn't see it on Snyder's channel. I didn't see it from My Time to Shine. Hello. I didn't see it from Daniel RPK. I didn't see it from what's his name? Star Wars Crybaby.
Star Wars Theory.
Yes. So Dom, where did you see this riveting quote from Daisy Ridley?
Well, the quote came out. Daisy Ridley. It came out.
Can we have a source so I can bring it up?
Star Wars Meg.
Oh,
Well, no, she brought it up, but it also was in a couple of things.
Star
That she brought up.
Meg.
No, but she brought up the fact that there's always been politics in Star Wars. Yes, there has. But the fact is that people are losing it because the politics in Star Wars is different from the politics in real life. When you talk about politics, they don't want the politics of what's going on now in the fucking movies. And that's the problem, that they bring that up. And you have a feminist activist that's fucking directing this movie that
Hold on.
people don't want to see that shit.
I don't know. I gotta bring out over all my clips on this channel. I don't have any of my clips here. Apparently, Dom, if the person you're saying said this and no one else is saying this, or there's no other news sources for it, it might not be true, Dom.
Well, the whole fact is that she brought it up saying that no, it's the whole fact was bringing up the politics thing. That what's his name? Who's doing the movie? Who's writing the movie? He mentioned that the politics, that George had, George Lucas did, was different, and everybody cheered for that. But then she said it, brought up the same way. But I don't know why they just bring up the politics. See, the thing is, what's wrong with movies today? The politics. It's today's politics. They want to put in every fucking thing.
Yeah.
All right, you had your little rant right now. Sticks made a face when you said politics in Star Wars. Sticks, why did you make that face?
No, I know there's politics in Star Wars. I like the politics of Star Wars, not the politics from today. They put in shit down.
There's no difference between politics in Star Wars and politics in real life. It's all taken.
Oh yes, there is.
Real life
Now,
Dom, let Stick speak.
Let's take Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace. We had the Trade Federation, the blockade. We're dealing with that right now with the trade tariffs and bullshit like that that's going on in this world. That kind of stuff comes from, doesn't just come out of his head.
It sticks. I know what you're saying.
Also, I would like to point out before you go too much farther, Dom. I would like to point out
on this topic a long time, please.
I would like to point out that the Vietnam War was an allegory for what was going on in Star Wars.
I know.
So modern politics at that time, Dom, was influencing what George Lucas was doing. So you can't say that it's any different right now.
No, I'm saying
you can't say it's any different now than it was then.
I'm gonna speak on Dom's behalf here for this.
Oh boy.
I think where the problem comes in is when they try to make things political, which is fine, they do it in a heavy-handed manner that is basically speaking to the audience like they're idiots. They're not using allegories. They're just making almost direct reference to it. I just take the last season of The Boys as a perfect example, where it's like, okay, I see what you're doing. Anybody who has half a brain sees what you're doing. I think a good storyteller can speak to the same themes and issues and things like that in a more elegant way, where it doesn't feel like the audience is being preached to directly about an issue. And there's people that could do it now just fine. There's plenty of movies that could do it now. That's just fine. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying sometimes a political message is a little too on the nose.
I think it comes down to political messages that you don't like, and that's where the problem is. Everybody had a problem with the Vietnam War. No, let me finish. Everybody had a problem with the Vietnam War. Not everybody wants to hear about identity politics right now. But so it's identity politics you don't like, then you're going to look at it like it's heavy-handed, it's too much, you don't want to hear about it. But you have to look at it outside of yourself. You're not the only one. You're not the only person there. Those political points that seem like being beat over your head are important to somebody else.
I don't feel like they're being beat over my head. I feel it's just too on it. Like you can go back to a lot of movies that have done this for years and years. Volcano, perfect fucking example. End of the movie, everyone's covered in ash, and the little girl comes out and is like, "See, we all looked the same." It's unnecessary. It's like, okay, I get your point. I get your point. That's a little too on the nose. You can do things in stories where a good story is told. And I mean, you could watch The Return of Odysseus. Ralph Fiennes just came out. Great movie. You could watch that movie and you can learn a lot about war and PTSD and stuff like that, where they're not giving you some direct allegory to things that are happening right now and shoving it down your face. You can watch a good story that is told in a way that can still portray all of those same themes in a way that doesn't feel heavy-handed and direct.
And I think the problem is the audience nowadays need their handheld because they're not brightest people. They're watching these movies and ingesting these the media. They love TikTok, and you got to do something to catch people's attention because if you don't,
and that's kind of what I was trying to.
I think
that's kind of what I was trying to say a minute ago.
The writer, I think a lot of it is the writers that they have as well, and I'm not saying all writers. I'm saying some writers feel the need to inject those things in a way that is so direct and so obvious that it becomes a distraction to the overall story that you're telling.
Let's take it back to Star Wars because I don't think any of the last 3 movies did that.
No, I don't feel that way. I don't feel that way about the Star Wars movies. I'm fine, or the shows. I haven't necessarily felt that way about it. Have they been a little looser with things at times where people could point things out and go, "Oh, that's stupid"? Yeah, but it's a lot of times that's an overreaction to a lot of shit.
Yes, if you go into like I said during my review of Captain America, if you go in looking for problems and looking for issues with things instead of just enjoying it, you're gonna find it.
You know, look, the one thing I just gotta say, we can move on. You know, Tade and Joe and even Sticks said things perfectly. It is the fact that when they did politics in Star Wars, you can enjoy it because the way they made it, the way they injected it into the movie, it wasn't the overall thing. Yes, you had Palpatine, the Senate, you had these things, but the way they did it, it was still a galaxy far, far away. When you start bringing the identity politics of today in a galaxy far, far away, you can't get away from that. And that's the problem. When there was always politics, we all know that. But when you saw Star Wars, it was different. The way they made movies and how the politics is weaving into the story.
But that hasn't been the case with Star Wars. It really hasn't.
Well, I mean, you could complain about a movie where you take Mary Sue, who wasn't trained well, and becomes far more powerful than they should be. But then there's also people that like Luke Skywalker.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like Luke Skywalker. Taking jabs at me again, man. And listen, look, at the end of the day, I just don't like. Look. The whole fact is that.
Okay, boomer.
Like at the end of the day, the director is very high. Like, I'm gonna bring her up again. You haven't
seen the movie and the final product. You can't assume.
But I'm just saying. But we know that what's going to be. So when you bring up politics,
you know what's going to be.
All her movies has some of her friggin' goddamn things.
It's documentaries about
most of them are all
women
documentaries. So yeah, they
but that has nothing to do with Star Wars. That has nothing to do with Star Wars. It's documentaries.
I will always give somebody a chance when it's their first time directing something big that is outside of that realm.
Ed, you're gone. You're gone, Ed. That's it. Yo,
But you know,
get the cinder block shoes ready. I'm gonna put
we'll
that-
see. We'll see.
All
We'll
right.
see how it turns out. You know,
we're gonna wrap this Star Wars discussion up and move on, because that's what Tales from the Dark Side is for tomorrow night at 9:15
No,
p.m.
tonight.
tonight.
Oh, tonight.
9:15.
Oh, God damn it. I'm thinking today's Saturday night.
Nope, it's Sunday.
You can watch
No,
the Star
it's
Wars show
Sunday.
in 45
It's
We're gonna
Sunday.
get down for 45 more minutes.
And we'll get Dom all good and hot and bothered before he comes in hot. And then we all get lectured by Marco.
Yeah, we're gonna get Dom riled up and unleash him on Marco.
At the end of the day, when you bring up politics, just the word politics, people are like, I'm ready. They don't want to hear it. Just make a movie. And
Yeah,
no
but
politics
Dom,
in
the
Star
point
Wars.
I was trying to make, and I'll make it really quick, is you yourself or people in your sphere may not want to hear those politics, but there are other people that those politics are important to, is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes you have to look outside of yourself. Sometimes you have to look outside of yourself, Dom. And I know that's hard to do. It's difficult for me to do, but sometimes you've got to look outside of yourself.
I know, but see, that thing is, it's the thing. You want to get away from what's going on. You don't want to see everything that's going on now in the same thing, and you can't.
What
get
I'm
away.
saying is,
You're not
what I'm
seeing
saying
what's
is,
going on in
you
the
may not.
world today in Star
You
Wars.
may
You're
not want. You may not want to, but other people may. And these things aren't just made for you, Dom.
Yeah, and
They're made for
goes to
a
what,
wider audience.
Go ahead,
It
Sticks.
goes to what Joe says. You know, how they portray it to you and to the audience is how it gets handled. If it gets handled too heavy, yeah, you're going to complain. You know, if it's on an even keel, no one's going to even notice. Oh, that person was, lesbian, whatever the case may be. I didn't even notice because it wasn't part of the story.
Yeah, but
Except for one
some
line.
people. The point I'm making is some people want to see
Well,
that,
they put
regardless
it
of
in
what
there
everybody
for it,
else does.
Yeah, but that's why they put it in there, because they're gleaming
Who
to
wants to see
someone
that?
out there.
Who wants
And
to
that's
see a
fine.
heavy-handed?
They should.
Who wants to see a heavy-handed
But you don't
political
make
message, whether you agree with it or not? No. I mean, in terms of a fantasy movie, I don't know anybody that's I wouldn't want to see it, whether it's politics I agree with or don't agree with.
Right.
I'm watching the movie because I'm watching fucking space opera, and I want to fucking forget about shit and watch a movie. You can give me
what I'm saying, Joe, is that's you. I deal with a group of young people who want to see their issues seen.
But
you
can show their issues without being overt.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you. There's no room in Star Wars for pronouns. That's it. Let's move on.
She's dumb.
Pronouns should not. That makes no fucking sense.
When have they used pronouns in Star Wars?
Oh, they did. The Tales of the Jedi. They had a friggin' Jedi that was they called they.
Didn't they do that in Acolyte too?
Tales of the Empire. That was Tales of the Empire.
Yeah, Tales of the Empire, and they fucking had that in there. And now let me ask you something. If you're a fucking Sith, what do you fucking care about pronouns? That's the fucking thing that's so.
Why? Well, okay. So why wouldn't they? That's another
book?
way you could. That's another way you could look at it. Why wouldn't they?
It's stupid.
Keep in mind, again, that's you. That it's stupid to you.
All right, moving on to flaming covers. All right, we're gonna do flaming hot covers, the top 10 flaming hot covers that I picked for the week, because Joe did not provide an alternative.
I'm sorry. My internet was in and out all day today.
So let's start at number 10. We have Epitaphs from the Abyss, number 8, the Bermejo cover. This cover is thick.
Badass. That snake coming out of that dude's
we had this one
eyeball,
on that one later, a handful of months back. It was eye-catching, to say the least. Bermejo is awesome.
It's not all DC, bro. All right, Ed? Yeah. EC has been killing it with their stories. It's great.
Snake slithering out of a person's eye and it's coming from his tattoos. That's badass.
And by the way, Terry Floyd, I know nobody that got the Will Jack set unsigned.
Is it
the other sets? Yes, but Not
I bought more than 70 books
Dave's
like Joe.
collection. That's funny. I bought more booby books than Joe did this week.
All right. At number 9. We have DC Horror presents Creature Commandos number 5 Fumara variant. Everyone knows I am a Fumara simp. Thank you very much.
Dude, if Fumara keeps with covers, if Fumara keeps with covers like this, I'm now a Fumara simp. Jesus.
This is probably the best cover that's been on these.
There have been some covers on this series. The Creature Commandos covers they did on some of the other books were better than what they were doing on this miniseries, but this is nice.
You know,
good looking stuff, man.
And you guys know I love my Fumara Harley.
Oh God, ratchet ass meth face Harley.
Fumara. Okay, I gotta go looking for this Harley now.
It's just a Harley, and she likes gonna kill you. At number 8. We have Catwoman 73, the 1 in 25 Nobovich incentive.
You can't go wrong with any.
Is it Sebastian Fumara or Max Fumara?
Sebastian.
You can't go wrong with any of the Catwoman covers recently. They've all been really good.
They've been doing really well. Stop looking for the D.
Ooh, these Lucifer covers are great.
Yeah, Nobovich I just came out of nowhere and started doing really good covers.
That is a good Catwoman cover.
Like I said, all of them have been really good with this run.
So, at number 7. Highway 123, the 1 in 25 soy incentive. I like this. I know.
That actually looks good, but soy, that's hilarious.
Yes.
The soy incentive. Can I get a double latte with soy?
With a shot of soy in it, please.
With a shot of soy. With a temperature of 155 degrees, please.
Oh no, you even go in for the temperature? Oh.
I go with the temperature, buddy.
Have you continued reading Nightwing now that Taylor's not doing it?
I haven't. I've been catching up with I just caught up with Superman Action and Ultimate Spider-Man. I'm catching up. Nightwing is next after I finish catching up with Ultimate Spider-Man.
I'm just interested because the Taylor run was one of the best DC runs in a while. It was kind of sad that he was leaving that series, but
I don't hear screaming, so they haven't found a Harley yet.
No, I'm still looking for it. Might help if somebody would tell me what.
If you say Harley Quinn 3 times, it'll appear and take your soul.
37, I think. 37 or 38.
Harley Quinn 37. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Number 6. Back on the list, Doll Parts, A Lovesick Tale, number 3, the 1 in 15, Becky Owen Center. I love Becky Owen.
Thank you for putting my girl up there.
Killing it.
I love Luana.
She does a good work.
She's my spirit animal. That's
So how y'all like the first arc of Absolute Batman? I like it.
It's my least favorite of the Absolute series. I'm just
it's not finished yet. There's still one more issue to the arc because they extended it to 6 issues. I
like Wonder Woman the best, then Chuffs.
I'm liking Superman better than Wonder Woman now. At number 5. We have Amazing Spider-Man 68, the Vecchio Torch variant.
Oh, that's right. They're doing all the Human Torch covers.
Yeah.
Variants.
That's a black cat. That's cool. I like that.
And remember, this is Luciano Vecchio, not to be confused with the last cover, which was the wonderful and fantastic Luana Vecchio.
Yep.
And Luciano Vecchio is great. I like his work.
I just found the Harley cover.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's
gonna hit you with that hammer so she can steal your wallet to go buy meth.
Yeah, that's terrifying now.
Yes.
It's terrifying. I love it.
I'd actually put that on my wall, to be honest with you.
I love that cover so much.
Amazing
That was my
Spider-Man
favorite cover
68.
of last year.
I wonder which books are going to have the Torch variants,
All of them.
and who's going to get Torch.
It's Marvel more than they should have, is my guess.
Right. Yeah.
I think Joker is showing up in issue 8 or 9 of Absolute Batman. He found it. He loves it. He loves it.
Yes, I
What
do.
were you saying,
And again,
Six?
I'm a weirdo.
I didn't say anything.
At number 4. We have Zatanna number 1, the Souza Micah variant. Woo-hoo. Souza Micah is back, y'all.
Yeah, yes. That's all I have to say about this. Yes.
I used that cover to get rid of my hiccups.
That's great.
Yes.
Good commentary.
In the yes, and lots of yes. Oh man, they're not even showing the variants for 68 yet.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good Souza Micah cover.
Yeah, she fell off last year. I'm glad she's back and she's healthy and she's in the right mind space.
Yeah, this is good stuff.
And Joe would give his left nut if she would just take off that boot.
Yeah, damn straight.
At number 3.
Damn little piggies.
Why isn't
Dead Eyes, the Empty Frames, number 4, the 1 in
there's a
15
photo variant.
Dugan incentive. This cover was just like, wow.
I need to go back because this book's on my pull list. I have the original series and I haven't read it for a long time. I got to go back and read it.
I thought this was a really cool cover. It was something different.
The weird photo variant covers are always fun.
Yeah.
I want those sneakers. I like the sneakers.
I'm stealing his sneaks.
What size are you, buddy? What size are you? Are you 11?
You chasing him for a size. What size is you?
At number 2. We have the question number 4, the Perillo variant.
Ooh.
Perillo. That's all I have to say about this cover.
Perillo.
Yeah, that's a nice cover.
Beautiful cover. Perillo's covers on the question have been really amazing.
I have a stack. I have been. It's in my pool list. I just haven't had a chance to sit down and read through it all yet. I like the question as a character, but I've just been waiting for enough issues to sit down and give it a good, solid read through.
Yeah,
it's so good. It's
really
so good.
I gotta read the question because it ties into the whole Justice League, Atom Project. I gotta catch up on that too.
What's the question though? No, I'm joking.
It's the answer.
The answer? Oh no.
Who's on first?
What's on second?
I don't know.
At number 1. We have Exceptional X-Men number 6.
Lyrics Lee.
The 1 in 100 Lyrics Lee incentive. There is a trade dress of this, so you don't have to go out and pay ratio for this cover.
Yes, but we all love Emma.
Why waste a good cover on such a bad book?
There's nothing exceptional about the X-Men in this book.
Now, I've been forced to buy some of these books just for some of the covers because they had the cuckoos on one of the covers and stuff like that.
Ooh, the cuckoos.
Yeah, but I'm just like, it's rough. It's a rough read.
It's not rough. It's okay. We'll be all right. We'll make it. I promise.
Where'd this come from?
Max hates
Kathleen Kennedy. Where'd that come
I
from?
guess we're talking about
Max
Max
hates
hates
James
James
Gunn.
Gunn.
Don't forget about the giveaway. Hashtag brides in the chat. Yummy, yummy, yummy. She's doing a lot extra risque covers lately, even some penthouses.
Oh, lyrics does. I got a lot of saucy lyrics Kickstarter stuff. She does a good amount of Kickstarter work, which is sexy.
Don't get saucy with me, Bernays.
She does plenty of spice up from the Kickstarter side. If you're looking for lyric stuff, that's a little more risque.
It's spicy.
And moving on to our next segment. Thank you for my producer Justin for this. Play at your own risk. We look at some graded consoles, graded video games, anything you can put in a plastic container and not touch it at all. First up, we have a Sony PlayStation 2 Slim console, black, BGA 7.0, released in 2004, sold for $699.
I bought myself one of those in 2004.
That was the last console I regularly played video games on. That's how long ago it was that I regularly played video games.
Wish I could say that, Joe, but I haven't died yet when it comes to video games.
I can only imagine how big this freaking case is for this freaking console.
Right?
It has to be huge.
Yeah.
Oh, that acrylic box that they put it in right there that they've imprisoned it in.
No touch.
Dude, I'd be sitting there with a chisel just trying to chisel it out of that box. Because the PlayStation 2 was not a bad system.
It was a great system.
It wasn't a huge box for this book.
No, it wasn't that big.
That box was probably about that big. Wasn't that?
Yeah, it was the slim too. So
you'd still find me chiseling my way into the box to get the PlayStation 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up we have Nintendo 3DS XL System Persona Q Edition, graded at 8.5, released in 2014, sold for $949.
There's a lot of words put together that I don't know what they mean.
It was a lot of words. Persona is one of the best RPGs ever. Thank you very much.
Lots of words.
Japan only? Was this Japan only? Was this Japan only?
Yes.
I think so.
I believe so. No, actually, I don't
cover
so.
in English.
No, it's not, because it would have had a different bottom.
Oh,
this
yeah,
true. Worldwide release.
Okay.
Mr. Worldwide. Okay.
We want stick trivia. You thought you had the answer. That is Terry Floyd. They changed the question. That's what Bob. Then we have Nintendo Game Boy Color Pokemon Pikachu Limited Edition VGA, graded 7.5, released in 1999, sold for $4,750.
Don't poke my mom.
There's a lot of these were out there.
Oh yeah, I remember those when they were on the shelves.
Yeah, but these were bought for kids, and kids don't save their boxes, and so at $4,700, I think with the box and everything with it, I think that's easily a $6,000 buy-in.
Yeah,
easily.
Yeah, that higher.
It's only at 7.5. Imagine at 9.
Yeah,
crazy prices for these old Game Boys. So start looking in your attic and garage sales. People never know what they have.
Oh yeah. If you ever see those, snag it up. Absolutely. Some grandma is selling it somewhere.
Her son went away to college and forgot about it.
You got grandma selling stuff that was in the attic, you know.
Yeah.
She's selling it for like $30.
30 if you're lucky.
Grandma don't know what it's worth.
You don't care either.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Bobby, you remember that old Game Boy you had in the attic? Well, I sold it.
And next up, we have what do we have next? We have Nintendo DS Pokemon Poke Park Edition 2005 unopened VGA A5 released in 2006. Sold for $5,299. These were handed out at the opening of the Pokemon Park.
Poke Park.
Poke Park.
Pokemon.
So in Japan
That
only.
That just sounds
okay, there you
wrong.
go.
Poke Park.
Gotta catch them all.
The Poke Park.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of certain type of adults were looking for A minors at this park.
Ugh.
Gotta catch them all.
Gotta get. Oh, Joe. Joe. Oh.
We all remember Pokemon Go. What they were following kids to these.
I'm
These
talking
gyms.
about the police catching people in a sting operation.
Gotta
Easy,
catch 'em
easy
all.
pickup. And next up, we have the Panasonic Q SLGC10S sealed
Oh,
VGA
jam box.
80 grade.
It's like a jam
graded,
box.
released in 2001, sold for $7,512. It was the only GameCube hybrid DVD player that was only sold in Japan.
That controller
GameCube.
has
Wow.
stuff going on, man.
That controller, like, no, but that remote. Gee, what's going
got a
on with that,
remote.
man? Dude, it's got a remote, bro. Like, I ain't even heard of this thing, Bruce. Where'd you dig this up at?
My producer of the show, the video game section, finds all this stuff. I've heard of this. I've seen it at cons. This thing is so expensive. It's insane.
My producer found one.
My producer. I have a producer of video games.
My producer found one. Oh my.
And before we get to the next section, might as well do the giveaway.
There's actually a couple on eBay right now.
For how much?
How much?
There's one they're around $700.
No, it's not
Oh,
bad.
okay.
All right. What I'm giving away tonight, make sure you put hashtag brides in the chat.
Hashtag bride.
Pokemon Go was good at encouraging kids to walk into traffic and bump into things and walk into off peers.
They're not wrong.
Segment. So
They're not wrong.
how many people do we have in this giveaway?
I
We
like
have
the
14 in the
Superman.
giveaway. That works.
I like the Superman stuff you got up back there, man. Those are cool.
Oh, my logo foil variants that everybody freaking made fun of me for.
Those are cool, man.
I know they're cool. I like them.
I'm gonna keep making fun of you for him.
Dude, they're awesome, bro. Except for the white one, I can't see it.
Where's the one I
That's
sent
the
you?
lost.
It's
Superman
probably up
logo.
there. It's probably up there hanging.
Which one?
He says the stick says the one. What about the one he sent you? It's probably that away, out of the picture frame or something.
Which sixth one? What are you talking about?
I sent you a raw one. I didn't know if you got a
You
green.
sent me the Batman logo. Wasn't the Batman Superman logo?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
All right,
That's
here we
another
go.
cool logo. It's a cool logo. You got to put it up. Anyway,
I'm giving away a bag and a board.
a bag and a board.
Oh, I need one. Good.
Well,
I'm giving away bags and boards, babies.
who's the hottest artist of this year? You know what it is, guys. It's a monster book.
It's a monster book.
It's the brides.
So
The-
I have
define
like
hottest.
10
hottest.
of these laying around. So I give one away.
It's got monsters on it.
There's a lot of hot looking artists.
The hashtag should be a clue.
Brides. Mhm. I like that cover, actually. Yeah, it's the bride's cover. Ooh.
Ooh.
Pretty women with glowy eyes.
Oh yeah, the Kickstarter
Eyes.
version.
I like how his Dracula looks like Grandpa, but he's always got hot women hanging out with him.
Sunday, bloody Sunday. All right. And the winner, hopefully you're here. If not, moving on. Let's go. Let me get the timer up because Crimson Terror, are you here?
That man always wins.
He always wins. I have his address like saved.
You might as well do it.
Terry Floyd, that's not the bride's. That's the thank you, sir. May I have another? That's just wrong.
What's our count? Was he seen? I haven't seen him yet.
Hold on. All right, 10 seconds. All right.
Crimson, where are you, Crimson?
I haven't seen him for a while in the chat.
Oh, perfect timing.
Look at that.
Did he get it down to the wire? Did he get it down the wire?
Right at the bottom.
I will mail it out to you when the north melts and I can drive my car. It's true.
Yeah. You'll get your books at first thought. Hey, don't feel bad, Crimson. I'm waiting for mine too.
All right. So what do we have next? What's next? I don't even know what's next. Oh, I know what's next.
Probably another game.
We're gonna look at some Golden Age sales from Heritage Auction House. Yay, Joe's favorite part of the show.
We're gonna stare at the market.
The market. First up, we have Archie Comics number 50 from 1951, a CGC 7.0, white pages, sold for $4,080. There are currently 184 graded copies, 9.0 being the highest grade, and there is only one 9.0.
Nobody better than Bob Montana.
Oof, beautiful.
Silly
Montana
books,
Archie
wonderful covers.
are fantastic.
Silly books, wonderful covers. My mom used to read Archie a lot.
Oh, there's a delay. I forgot about the delay. Sorry, but make sure you remember there's a slight delay between chat and the panel.
Okay. We will remember in the future.
I will keep that in mind. I'll increase it from 10 seconds to 15 seconds next time. Who doesn't like this cover?
I mean, it's Betty, and Betty was a looker. So
I'm Team Ronnie myself, but I love all Bob Montana covers.
Ooh, Team Ronnie. I feel sorry for you, Joe. Ronnie's so horrible.
Did you watch Riverdale, Joe?
No, I didn't watch Riverdale.
You should have watched Riverdale.
Because I'm an adult man.
That's something I'm eventually going to, Bruce. That's something I'm going to eventually embark on because it seems
Riverdale was great the first 3 seasons, and then it got kind of out
and it
there.
fell off a cliff, from what I've heard.
The time traveling and it was cool to see Sabrina show up from Chilling Adventures.
Keep in mind, you're talking about a comic. You're talking about a show that came from a slightly, I don't know, childish comic book.
Yeah. Was it really?
And not that I have a problem with Archie. I loved the comics. My mom, like I said, my mom used to read them, and I would read them sometimes too. But it's a silly comic book series.
Best innuendo covers in the business.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Archie looking at perfectly cooked steak always cracks me up. All right, moving on. We have Confessions of Love, number 5 from 1953 from Star Publications, a CGC 6.0, off-white pages, sold for $21.60. There are a total of 15 graded, 7.0 being the highest grade.
It always trips me out.
It's an LB Cole cover, guys. LB Cole.
It always trips me out when you get books like this from the 50s and the 40s and all that with off-white pages, because that stock that they used, that pulp stock, was not great, man.
Newsprint.
People still will hunt for LB Cole books, and LB Cole books will always do well.
Agreed.
I have a few myself.
Ooh,
I am a scientist myself.
That would be a great segment. What's in Joe's box?
Wow, sitting right here.
We have Wonder Comics 14 from Better Publications, 1947. CGC 7.0 off-white to white pages. Sold for $1,200. This is an Alex Stromberg cover, airbrushed bondage cover. There are 68 graded copies, and the highest grade is a 9.8. There are a total of 3.
That is a baddie on the cover.
Just like Cole Schoenberg covers.
Mhm.
I got a Schoenberg. It's one thing I always wanted in my collection. I was like, I have to have Schoenberg.
This is a Schoenberg cover?
I do, yeah. It's Schoenberg cover.
Man, I love these sci-fi covers. I love these sci-fi covers. They're so good.
It's a name. If you see it, you know it's going to carry a premium.
Yeah. I love these old sci-fi covers from the 40s and 50s. They're so good.
Yeah, I'm a fighting Yank. I have a fighting Yank cover.
Ooh.
It's amazing how the colors just they held for so long.
They were very vibrant colors to begin with, and just good, solid, punched in color.
Pop. They got that pop, that pizzazz.
Next up, we have Captain America 65 Timely Comics 1948. Ooh. CGC 4.5 cream to off-white pages. Sold for $13.20. There are 77 graded copies.
And he just slapped the shit out of Bucky.
Beat it, small fry. You cramped my style for too long. I'm on my own from now on. And watch out what you say about my gal to see. Attaboy, Cap. That's showing them.
Speaking of Schoenberg covers, Schoenberg's Captain America covers are interesting to say the least. There's a lot going on in his Captain America covers.
Interesting to say the least. Now I've got to go look at them.
Next. Yeah, great cover, great cover. Then we have Shadow Comics second series, issue 3, Street and Smith Publications from 1942. CGC 8.0, off white to white pages. Sold for $1,020. There are 12 on the census, 9.4 being the highest grade.
Wow.
That's solid. There's a lot of Shadow Pulps as well out there. It was a very popular character at the time with his large nose.
There we go. Max kissing my ass.
If you remember Alec Baldwin playing him in the live action with fake nose.
Yep, I do remember.
I like that movie.
Good movie.
Then we have Marvel Spotlight 5, 1972, white pages.
Ooh, first Ghost Rider.
$40. There are a total of 6,554 graded copies. There are highest being a 9.8. There are 6 known 9.8s.
This book has come down quite a bit. There was a crazy run pandemic time on this book where it got run up like ridiculous levels.
Yeah.
For some of these.
It's a Ghost Rider cover. It's a Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider. First appearance of Ghost Rider.
It's one I've never had in my collection. I got 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Marvel Spotlight.
It's one that I want. It's one that I definitely want in my collection.
Yep. And finally, we have
Evil
Fight Comics number 37 from Fiction House, 1945.
Ooh, Tiger Girl.
DGC 8.5, light tan to off-white pages. Sold for $1,011.40. There are 40 known graded copies.
I have a handful of Fight Comics graded. I love Fight Comics. A lot of Joe Doolin covers on Fight Comics.
Nice.
There's some nice covers, is what they is.
It was weird. like through probably like 4 years ago or so, these were all pretty accessible, and then there was just a big push for these in terms of price. It was surprising.
Mm-hmm. Nice. And moving on to FOC. All right. There's a lot of good covers on FOC this week. So please get to your local LCS by tomorrow midnight, and your online dealers that you deal with. That way you buy your books and pre-order. Because pre-ordering books is a lot better than paying full price and chasing on a Wednesday.
Yeah, pre-order your books. At least if for no other reason other than just to get the discount.
Yeah. All right. First up, what we have here? We have Absolute Batman number 6, the 1 in 50 Malieve incentive. We have Absolute Superman number 5, the 1 in 50 Robinson incentive. Harley Quinn Fortacular Silent But Deadly number 1, the Connor variant.
There's a handful of good covers in that, even though it's a
And
ridiculous
Caldwell variant. I like these covers. Anybody want some beans? Beans? Anyone? Beans?
It's like that Nightwing butt book.
I love Caldwell. I just love him as an artist. His stuff is so good.
That's not the same artist that did that Conan book for that Harley, is it?
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah. Caldwell did the Savage Sword of Conan and the magazine size one.
Yeah.
That had Solomon Kane.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I thought so.
Yeah. He's done a lot of great Vampirella and Red Sun.
And let me remind you guys, the Fortacular book is a smell and sniff. Sniff and smells.
Oh,
Rub and smell.
Jesus.
A scratch and sniff.
Smell-o-vision.
Does it smell like root beer?
Smells like Boston baked beans.
In fact,
Next up,
smells like
we
fat.
have Batman and Robin number 19, the Mendonca variant.
The Badonkadonk.
Kadonka?
The Badonkadonk.
We have the Ferreira variant.
Ooh,
Green
tentacle.
Lantern's Corpse 2, the Posserin variant.
It's an interesting cover.
And
Yeah, variant.
the
Weird.
Zerdy variant.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's Far Sector? Is that Far Sector?
Yes, Fall Sector.
Yes.
I like the Batman and Robin Ferreira variant. It's just with the tentacles in the background, yeah.
Tentacles on the cover.
I like the
Tentacles.
Kilowog. I like Kilowog.
Wait.
I like the Kilowog too.
I Kilowog, that's good.
It's all right.
It's alright.
I wish I had that.
I like the
stupid wolf.
propaganda style poster.
Yeah, they are fun.
Oh, you guys showed me another chase thing that I'm gonna end up doing eventually. Those torch covers.
Then we have Green Lantern Corps number 2, the Wilkins variant.
And Rey
Aquaman
Mysterio was
3, the Lotte variant.
There you
The
go.
Prison variant. And the 1 in 25 LaRocca. Aquaman 3 has really good covers. This episode.
Like the Rey Mysterio cover right there.
And that Wilkins variant on the
Yes,
Green
I
Lantern.
do.
book
They're
is,
trying to make you forget about how bad the interior was for two.
Yeah.
Pay no attention to the book inside.
I'm gonna have to collect Frizen, man. These covers are
Kilowog
so
is
nice.
acetate. This is an acetate cover. Ooh,
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting.
I love when they do
Acetate.
acetate.
Acetate covers. Explain. I don't know.
Probably the weapons. If you open the cover, it's a piece of plastic and it's superimposed on them. So when you pull the acetate back, it's just them on the cover without the weapons, probably.
Gotcha. Okay.
Then
I
we
get it.
have-
It's all green light construct. Yeah, that's cool.
We got DC versus Vampires World War V number 7 Fung variant. We have the Savage variant.
Ooh, that Savage variant is nice.
We had Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe
Jesus.
one last time.
Oh, jeez. Again?
Greg Land
I like Greg Landa.
and the Panosian variant.
Ooh, an ocean.
All right, gents. I will see you guys. I gotta go. jump
Later,
on.
have fun.
Have
Hope you
fun.
all-
Tell the boys we said
Hi,
hi.
Dom.
I will.
Good luck, Tom. Good luck.
See you guys later.
And then we have new champions number 3, the Kimono variant. Exceptional X-Men number 7, another Kimono variant.
Peach
Allied
Mango.
5, the Kimono variant.
There's so many kimono variants.
Magic number 3, the Kimono variant.
There's 12 of them.
Where's the open kimono variant?
Stop. It's not that type of show.
Talking my linguistics.
Last time, promises.
Yeah.
Then we have I like the first batch a lot better than these. Then we have
I mean, they're not bad, but they're not. It's like, okay.
Avengers 24 Marvel Rivals variant.
Get it. It's Jeff.
It's Jeff.
One World Under Doom #2, another Marvel Rivals variant.
They're doing a lot of extra printings of Jeff books.
Psylocke 5 Marvel's variant. Psylocke. Magic #3, the 1 in 100 Frizzen.
I love that magic. It's nice.
Then we have Psylocke 5, the 1 in
I love
50
that
Harvey
Benari.
incentive.
That is a great cover.
Ooh.
Very good cover. Then we have Transformers 18, the 1 in 25 Broderham.
His covers are so
Incentive.
detailed.
That cover
There's so
is,
much going on.
That cover is busy. That's the problem with it. It's busy.
Well, that's
I like
what most of his covers are
Yeah.
extremely detailed and busy.
We have Star Trek Defiant #25, the 1 in 10 Akazaki incentive.
He's still banging them out. Those are, I would suggest, if you get your hands on those Okazaki incentives for Star Trek Defiant, do it.
Yep.
Those samurai Klingon thing, that's so cool. Because I could see that aesthetic in the Klingons.
People like
we have
Okazaki
Rogue
stuff.
Sun 25, the 1 in 25 Coast incentive.
Rogue Sun. That looks Golden Age.
Yes,
it's an homage
Detective 37 homage.
Yeah.
Then we move into some indie spotlight on Assorted Crisis Events #1, Cover A, the Morian variant, and the 1 in 25 Mondo incentive.
Ooh, dinosaurs.
From Image Comics.
Sorted Crisis.
And this is just
I
a
don't
straight
know.
image book. It's not through one of their other minor imprints.
Oh,
Who's writing this? Huh.
I was corrected earlier. Image is not an indie company.
Image hasn't been an indie company in like a while.
Yeah, it is and it isn't. I mean, it's got more acclaim than a lot of other indies.
No, well, I was talking to Bruce before the show, and I was like, but a couple of indie comics, and then that DC thing, and the indie comics are good. And he's like, I didn't think we were calling Image indie anymore.
And then we have Vatican City, #1, Cover A.
Ooh, what's this?
Berg variant and
Berg.
McCrea variant.
It's a Mark Myler book.
Mark Muller.
The Hades?
Demons, priest, demons.
It's
I will be avoiding it because it's a Mylar.
Dark Horse, so who knows what'll happen with it.
Yep. 2 issues in, canceled.
I'm not fond of Mylar, so I won't be reading. Unless we're asked to.
In terms of reading, I would suggest on the FOC list Solomon Kane, which is going to be a Solomon Kane series through Titan, who has done wonderful with their stewardship of the Conan title.
If they've done good with their stewardship of Conan, then they'll do great with Solomon Kane.
Yeah. There's a nice Mignola cover on the Solomon Kane as well.
Moon Girl Magic thought you knew, baby. So
Moon Girl Magic.
Sure. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, X. Tomorrow night we will be Monday Madness. We'll be back. We will be talking about what's going on in Hollywood, the box office, rumors, and other stuff. And then catch me Wednesday night. Wednesday night.
Other rumors, crack addicts on the corner have told Dom that Dom has passed on to us.
The crack. I will be substituting for Marco on Tax Show.
The part of Marco will now be played by Bruce.
Huh?
The part of Marco will now be played
You
by
better
Bruce.
better grab that background image.
I get to show some chest hair.
Make sure you have some good stories about sneakers or people dropping pickles on your shoes.
Chicken fingers. Remember the chicken fingers guy too.
Wipe your mind of any pop culture knowledge.
Wait, is that person
What's
still
Big Bang
alive?
Theory?
Who
What's
said?
that?
What's
Yeah,
that?
remember the
What the
chicken
hell
finger
is
status
What the
on
hell's a
Wednesday.
Seinfeld?
Who
What's
has
his show
Friends?
Friends? What's his Friends thing?
What is the Star Trek you talk about?
Yeah.
Flash of the Pan, probably.
It's not great. You know, it's not
You
gonna last.
You know, DC shit. Even though every DC book they like, DC still shit. But please, thank you everyone for hanging out tonight. Please hit the like, subscribe, and check us out. All of us, me, Sticks, and Joe on Fridays, The Qualified. And you can see Sticks on SNS on Saturdays with Matt and the guys. Okay, you can follow on X and Instagram on that's what Dade.
Yep, days.
Just talk all the time, make fun of everyone else, and not know anything, and you will be fine. Thank you very much. Solid advice.
It's Hello Humans on
Just
X.
give yourself a concussion or two before the show. You'll be fine.
Just run headlong into a wall 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
Run headlong into a wall 4 or 5 times. You'll be great. Yeah, all right.
Yep. So take care, everyone. Good night.